Hey guys, Swazers here. Hope everyone's well. It's Sunday, the 29th of the 5th, 2022. The markets aren't live. The markets are closed, but the crypto markets are live. Disclaimer, no investment advice. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please read the disclaimer in your own time. Cheers, guys. Right, let's have a look. What we're going to do, we're going to do a quick fire round on a few popular tickers that I believe are at very interesting locations on the charts right now. So what I'm going to do is I'll put the chapters and the timestamps in the description box of the YouTube video. All right, and we're going to look at quite a few, but we're going to do them super fast. Okay, so we'll look at DELT, NFX, ARB, BIDS, AEX, POLX, HUM, CAV, EUA, UOG, ECR, OEX, POW, QFI, GDR, and we'll end on Poly. And we'll jump straight to the charts, guys. And if you find this video of any use or an entertainment or of interest, please like, retweet, share. It really helps the algorithms. And please give us a follow on Twitter. And consider joining Swazers Charts Telegram. We've got over 3,000 charts in our Telegram group and nearly 600 members. It's going pretty well. Let's jump straight to the charts, guys. To keep it easy, we're just going to use the daily chart, okay? And let's just jump straight into the charts. So Deltic Energy PLC closed out on Friday at 2.55p a share. It was up 6.25% with some decent-ish volume for DELT. I suppose 1.566 million in volume. I believe this is the macro uptrend with DELT. I believe that price has interacted recently with the lower trend line levels. Okay, you get a first bounce, then you get a sell-off. A lot of the times when the markets are moving and when you look at them in the macro movements, they'll give you a proper bounce, second or third bounce. All right, so we have the first bounce, 27th of April. Price came up, touched a key level, 3.19p, came back down, broken out, and we've got price price is like right under the 9 EMA and right on top of the 21 EMA. So I think it's a really important geographical location on the charts, okay, the virtual structure of the charts. And there's lovely market structure up ahead for DELT. I believe this is the macro uptrend. Let's see what happens when the markets open tomorrow. I think it looks good. Price may want to interact with the lower levels. I'm not saying it's going to jump straight up, but when you see price closing on top of the 9 EMA at this key level, there could be some movement on the up for DELT. Looking at the charts, okay, that's what I think. Moving on to NFX, poor old NFX hitting all-time lows recently, still locked into this macro asymmetrical descending triangle. Price closed out Friday 0.860. It appears to be finding a little bit of support along these levels here. But if price can break out, I think there's a route back to 1.256p. Looking at the recent swing high, which we had on the 24th of March. But price needs to break out of this asymmetrical descending triangle that it's been in now. I mean, it's been in this since March of last year. So it's been horrendous. Not being able to break out of it. Hopefully it'll break out. If it breaks out and can get over the 9 EMA and over the 21, because if you look at the EMAs, right, you've got the 9 and the 21 literally, and the 50 right on top of price, but kind of like converge quite close together. If price can get on top, then there's like stages, I believe, up above for price to want to get back and retest 1.256p. That's what I think looking at the charts. Let's move on to Argo blockchain, because this is a popular ticker and it's linked to Bitcoin, right? So we can have a quick look at Bitcoin as well just after this, because obviously it's intrinsically linked to BTC. So we look at Argo on the daily chart. Price closed 46.8p on Friday, up 4%. We've got this micro consolidation that we've had along this. I believe this is a lower level of macro support. Looking at Argo, I drew the trend line from these swing lows prior to its massive up move early November 2020. I believe price is at a key level. Yes, it's linked to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes bullish, finds support, I believe I believe the road back to 77p will not be an issue for Argo. But price has got to really try and get over the 9 EMA, which is very close. But if you look at the 9 EMA, it's been suppressing price for quite a while now. We need support to come back, and we need price to close above this lower trend line idea and bring it back up to this consolidation zone. And we need, ideally, price to touch and start testing 76, 77 pence so it can carry on utilising this market structure with these other significant levels up above. But cheap as chips at the minute, really, in my opinion, for this ticker. Let's move on and let's have a look at Bidstack. That's another popular stock. Right, so let's just close this out. So bids closed at 2.9p on Friday. It was up 5.45%. I drew this idea quite a while back for bids. I kind of tweaked it a little bit, but I believe looking at these significant levels, I believe this is the lower macro support. Price closed back in. If we zoom into the action, we can see that price closed back in to this lower macro support. Again, the 9 EMA is literally right on top of price on the daily, as we can see. Volume Friday, 3.618 million, and it was up, like I said, 5.45%. If price can hold, looking at these swing highs, there's a significant level if the buyers are back in. Moving forward, 4.245p, which was the left shoulder of this head and shoulder reversal, is going to be a significant level, but it's got to worry about holding support and testing round about 3.45p before it obviously gets to those other levels. But I believe that we're seeing some support form at this lower trend line. I mean, look, we had a significant candle on the 11th of May that broke out with conviction and gave nearly 17 million in volume. That was a candle that broke out of this smaller asymmetrical descending triangle, if you can see. So when you got market makers candles forming at key areas of the charts, which I believe is lower support of the macro ascending channel, and also this super candle here broke out with conviction out of this asymmetrical, then went to sell off and then has been consolidating like a lot of other stocks recently. But looking at Bidstack, I believe it's bullish, and I believe that the market structure will be utilised at some point soon moving forward. All right, let's jump to AEX. That's another one that we successfully, Swazers charts, which is me, successfully predicted the sell-off. I know it's an awful thing to say, but we successfully highlighted areas of resistance on the charts. Okay, it's not always about going long and buying and hitting that buy button and going crazy with FOMO and stuff like that. Sometimes it's about understanding that price is at resistance and could significantly sell off from those levels, which it did. So we had the left shoulder form January 2022 with Aminax PLC. The head formed 30th of March 2022, and then look, we have this squeeze down. This is a trap candle. It's rapidly selling candle that we had on the 1st of April. This is to take out margin accounts and also to trap people with buy orders of higher levels. It's how the market makers move the markets. Nothing is coincidental with the chart. Nothing's random. So, I believe it's all calculated. Okay, so I believe this is the ascending macro bullish uptrend with AEX. Price encountered the bottom of this channel idea last week, 25th of May. A little bit of support came in. So it's going to be interesting to see how price interacts with these lower levels and whether or not we're actually going to have a bounce at some point back up to its previous higher highs. There's market structure definitely available for it to do that. And we can see that price interacted. It might consolidate along. It might want to interact with these lower levels again. But pretty reasonable prices at the minute, 0.750, broke even Friday, and there was 2.235 million in volume on Friday with the AEX, should I say. So let's keep our eyes on that one. Right, let's have a look at, in fact, we'll jump straight into Hummingbird Resources. We won't do Pollux. I'll post a chart on Pollux, but there's not enough volume there and interest there, I don't think, to spend any real time on it. Not that it's a bad stock or anything like that, but we'll jump straight into Hummingbird. So Hummingbird Resources closed 13.25p a share, broke even on Friday. Relatively low volume for Hummingbird, 329.5 thousand in volume. But this is the macro uptrend idea that I've got for Hum. And we can see that some significant candles have been forming along this lower trend line idea. And then on Friday, price closed back into this lower trend line idea. So if this is the macro ascending channel with Hum, there's market structure up ahead to want to retest some of these levels. It shouldn't be too much of a stretch of the imagination to say that if the buyers come back in, it's going to want to test this level here, which was the left shoulder of the head and shoulders reversal, which is about 16.15 pence. So I like the look at it. I like the look of it. Again, price needs to get on top of the 9 EMA. But today we're very quickly looking at tickers today that are at key levels on the charts, key geographic locations on the charts, on the daily chart specifically. Let's look at Kavango Resources. That's another one. Recently, we had, and I predicted the move as well, which was great. I predicted the bounce with our charts. Price went up on 28th of April, came all the way up from 2.4p, tested 3.76, has sold off. Again, I believe, looking at the macro idea with Kavango, and we've had a lot of success in calling the moves with Cav over the past couple of years. I believe this is the macro ascending channel. I believe price is again at these key locations, and then if we can get some support coming in with Cav, hopefully price will want to move back up to testing 3.8p at some point soon. Not bad volume on Friday, 1.458 million. Price closed up 1.96 pence at 2.6p a share. Right, we've got quite a few to get through still, guys. So let's jump to EUA. Right, okay. So Eurasia Mining PLC, okay, it's still consolidating along lower support. I believe it's lower support. I believe at some point price is going to want to retest the pre-gap level. Pre-gap level is around 15.7p. That's the pre-gap level for when price sold off February of this year, came down, and then came back up. But again, look, guys, head and shoulders reversal. So the next key level that price needs to test, looking at this chart with EUA, is about 11.7 pence. Price closed 6.38% up, pretty decent day on Friday, and it's bang on at 8p a share looking at the chart. I believe it's at support. Let's see what happens. Let's see where price is in relation to the 9 EMA. 9 EMA and the 21 are literally right on top of price. Right, guys, let's have a quick look at United Oil and Gas, or UOG, as I like to call it, on the daily. Price closed break even on Friday, 2.23p a share. And we had 600,000 in volume. Again, we need to see the support come in. And if the support can come in, immediate resistance really with United Oil and Gas is 2.69p. Looking at the chart, I believe there's a lot of market structure potential up above for it. There's pesky levels of resistance. Cup and handle continuation patterns. At some point soon, I think price might want to retest 3.23p. Looking at the chart. Let's move on to ECR. In fact, no, let's move on to, I do apologise, where are we? We are on OEX. I believe we're on OEX. Let's have a look. Are we on OEX? EUA? We've just done UOG. Let's have a quick look. ECR. Seem to have lost some tickers, guys. Let's jump to ECR. I'll manually do it. Sorry about that, guys. Technical difficulties. Right, so let's have a quick look. ECR, let's find it. Right, here we go. Let's jump to the chart. Sorry about that, guys. Right, they'll all be in time stamped anyway in the description box. So with ECR Minerals, price closed on Friday 1.126p. Nearly under a million, 955.936 thousand in volume. It was down 2.17%. Price has broken below recently and closed below the trend line idea of lower support. So what we need to see is price come back in and close back in to this lower trend line idea, in my opinion. So I think price needs to come back up, start testing 1.194p a share, close back in to this lower macro trend line idea. If price can't do that soon, we'll have to take a look at the chart and see what is occurring. But I believe that price was at a level of support. It's closed below, but it's not that far below, and price is trying to get back in. A lot of the times with the charts, guys, price will trick us. It'll close below. People will call it bearish. Okay, and then a couple of days later, boom, it's back in with a vengeance. So price doesn't always have to hold lower levels of support to come back in. When price comes back in and closes back in to it's retroactive back testing, and price closed back into the previous idea, then we do a redraw. Okay, so there's specific ways of doing redraws, but we only do the redraw once price has actually closed back into the original idea, for making sense. So that's where we're at with ECR, but we're keeping an eye on it. Let's have a look at OEX. OEX has also closed below the support idea, and it did that on Thursday and Friday of last week. So price closed Friday down 1.32% at 0.1876. Okay, so we have this head and shoulders reversal with OEX. Left shoulder formed February, head formed 8th of April this year. Bump, price came down, squeezed down, gap down, consolidated. We've had the placement and all the rest of it. So those shares, I don't know where we're at in relation to the placement and the selling and the clearing up of those shares. Let's see whether or not price can come back in with OEX soon, so we can resume this macro ascending channel idea. Looking at the chart, we're really going to see, ideally, if we can see a close over 0.1982, that'll kind of give some credence to the idea that the buyers are coming back in with OEX, and we're going to be able to utilize this market structure and look at some point to retest the swing high of the left shoulder of the head and shoulders, which is around about 0.2528p. All right, so it's always an interesting one with OEX. Again, similar sort of play with a lot of stuff selling off, breaking below channel ideas. Let's have a look at Power Metal Resources dead quick. I drew a trend line idea, a smaller channel idea. Price has broken out of the trend line idea, but let's just go through it dead quick. POW, price broke even, like quite a few tickers on Friday. We had just under a million in volume, 986.8 thousand in volume, and price is currently trading at 1.375. That's the SP. Look, price broke out. You see, again, head and shoulders reversal. Left shoulder formed January 2022. Head formed April 2022 of this year. Then aggressive sell-off, consolidation. Price broke below. Past few candles, though, being relatively bullish with POW. So let's see whether or not the buyers can come back in. Then we can rechart this bullish trendline idea. Because bear in mind, when we look at the asymmetrical descending triangle, price did break out of that on it was the 21st of March to be specific of this year, when we have a horrendous sell-off that we had for a good year and a bit with Power Metal Resources. Price did break out, then came up bullishly. So I believe that it is forming. It's been forming an uptrend channel, an ascending channel. Price has broken out below the idea. Price does need to come back in, but I'm going to keep a close eye on it. There's some significant levels of support looking at the charts. So hopefully the buyers will come back in. We can rechart it, and then we can figure out exactly what's going on with POW. But usually when they come out of such long downtrends, they come out of those downtrends for reasons. And we just need to figure out the exact movement of it. But I believe moving forward, POW is bullish. Right, let's have a quick look at QFI, Quadrise Fuels International PLC. Looks great on the charts, personally speaking, to me. So again, price broke out of this asymmetrical descending triangle, which it's been in for a long while. I mean, a lot of the tickers in the alternative investment market have been very similar, coming out of long downtrends, 2021 downtrends. As we can see, asymmetrical descending downtrends, and then beginning to form new movement and more bullish uptrends. Price close 1.9p on Friday, up 2.29%. Volume 684,000. Okay. Recently, as we can see, price came down, broke out of this smaller asymmetrical descending triangle. I believe we're seeing support. And look, if we look as well, price is just trying to get on top of the 9 and the 21. 21's right on top. Literally, if we zoom into this candle, we can see with QFI that the 9's right underneath, and there's lovely market structure up ahead for some potential moves with QFI. We've called it before, both bounces and reversals with this stock. I like the way it moves. I like the way it looks on the charts. There's some key levels. There's always key levels on the charts. Speaking of key levels, let's look at GDR. Let's have a quick look at GDR. I'll have to try and find the ticker. One sec, guys. We are nearly done. Bit of a late one today, but I thought better late than never. I just got tied up, you know what I mean? Not literally, of course, but boom, boom. Let's have a quick look. Right, GDR. Right. Let's just shift to GDR, guys. GDR. Here we go. Gene Drive. Gene Drive. One sec, guys. I'm having some lag on the charts. Come on, guys. Right, there we go. GDR, right. Gene Drive PLC. Okay, closed 23.25p on Friday, up 2.2%. The reason why I'm highlighting it, I've noticed that price is right at... Is that the apex or the top of the resistance of this larger asymmetrical descending triangle? So, I mean, is it finally going to break out? Is Gene Drive finally going to break out of this asymmetrical descending triangle? If it does break out, there's a road back to getting some lag. There's a road back to 41.9p if it can break. We got a convergence of some key EMAs. Okay, trying to get on top of the 9, 21 and the 50 are right on top. It's testing it. Will it break out? Volume relatively low on Friday, 596,000. Let's see. Let's see. I just thought I'd mention it, guys, because it's in a key location. And let's look. The last one, guys, if my computer doesn't melt, let's look at Poly. Because that is a popular ticker, right? So let's have a quick look at Poly. One sec, guys. Come on, Poly. Here we go. Right, last one of the day, guys. Okay, Poly closed 0.65% up at 231.5p on Friday. It's been in a micro consolidation zone for quite a while. There's a bit of a triangle configuration going on. Price appears to be interacting now with the apex of this triangle configuration that price has been in. A while back, I said Poly had to break and close over like 372p. I tweeted that, didn't do it. Price could not get over that key level. And then, as a consequence, price did sell off. We're micro consolidating. We've got this triangle configuration. If price can close and break over with Poly, really, again, there are various other levels, but a main level of resistance is like 372p. If it can. That's where we're at. It's moving in various consolidation zones, Polymetal International, by the looks of it. But I thought I'd mention it briefly because we got this. It's kind of an asymmetrical. It's more of a pennant triangle, to be honest with you, than an asymmetrical descending. This is more of a pennant. Sometimes with pennant triangles, many times with pennant triangles, they can be bullish continuation patterns. So I thought I'd just take a quick look at the chart. Will price break, use previous resistance as new support, and then we'll use these virtual structures should I say, to tackle like 372p. Let's see. Interesting stuff. All right, guys. Sorry for the technical hitches. Timestamps will be in the description box of the video. Please give us a like, share, retweet, or a follow. Really appreciate it for the algorithms. Join Swazers Telegram group. Loads of good stuff and in-depth analysis going in there. And I'll get off, guys, and try and get this uploaded because time is moving on. Hope everyone's had a nice weekend. And I look forward to seeing you wonderful folk knocking around in the week. Cheers, guys.